Ask a free car question at 2carbros.com. Hello and welcome to 2 Car Pros. Today we're going to show you how to replace the front brake pads and rotor for a Chevrolet Tahoe Suburban Silverado between the years of 2000 and 2006. The first thing we need to do is remove the facade hubcap. Next, we can remove the wheel. Next, we're going to turn the rotor assembly to a more workable position. Next, we're going to remove the caliper. Now we're going to remove the brake pads. Now we're going to remove the caliper mount. Next, we need to remove these manufacturing shims that are on the rotor. We don't have to keep track of these as we're not going to need them when we put the rotor back on. These are merely shims they use in the manufacturing process and aren't necessary afterward. Next, we're going to compare our old rotor to our new one to make sure it's identical. Now that we're sure that it's identical, we're going to use some carburetor spray to clean the rotor from manufacturing grease. Next, we're going to replace the rotor. Now we're going to take a look at our brake pads and make sure those are identical. Once we're sure of that, we're going to lube our brake slides. Next, we need to remove our old brake shims and replace them with the new ones that were included in our brake pad kit. Now we can replace the caliper mount. With the caliper mount installed, we can replace the brake pads. Now we're going to take an old brake pad, make sure it's the old one, not a new one, and place it where it was on the caliper. We're going to use this as a buffer between the large pair of channel locks and the caliper to recess both pistons back into their housing. This might take a little bit of time. It isn't so much about amount of pressure as consistency. Next, replace your caliper. Now we can replace the wheel, making sure that we put on the lug nuts in a star pattern. Once we've done that, we can now put the vehicle on the ground and torque each lug to factory specification. and then replace the facade hubcap. Next, we need to hop in the driver's seat and push the brake pedal all the way to the floor very slowly, and then let it back up very slowly. We're going to do this a couple of times until you get a very firm pedal. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please visit twocarpros.com.